All right, tonight is the tip-off for the WNBA All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis, Indiana, which is home court for reigning Rookie of the Year Caitlin Clark and her team, the Indiana Fever. But the superstar will be sitting out this weekend after a groin injury earlier this week. Clark released a statement through the team saying she was sad to miss out on the game, but, quote, "I have to rest my body." Let's bring in Ben Pickman now. He's a staff writer for The Athletic and host on The Athletic's women's basketball podcast, No Off Season. Look, Ben, I got to rest my body too, but I'm not anywhere near Caitlin Clark's level. How exactly might her absence impact the game this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's pretty unfortunate that Caitlin Clark is missing this weekend's All-Star Game. There's signs all over with Caitlin Clark and other players in downtown Indianapolis by the arena, and she was basically the event's de facto host as kind of the most popular player on the host city's team. But it's hard to argue with the decision that she has made. She suffered 4 different injuries this year, leg injuries, left groin, quad injuries, and now this right groin injury. And so it makes sense that after suffering the injury on Tuesday that she's going to miss this weekend's All-Star Game festivities, at least the on-court portion.
Now, in our last minute, can you explain tomorrow night's 4-point shot? Because we'll finally see that rule in action. How will that work?
Yeah, it's basically just spots on the floor that are trying to, the players will have the opportunity to shoot from. The league is just experimenting with different things to try and make the game a little bit more exciting. There are no free throws also is another big rule, a rule change that the league has put in that should make the game a little bit better, a shorter shot clock too. So all to try and increase the action of the All-Star Game.
And we all want to see that. Can you also explain some of this controversy in the league over officiating? Some coaches and players want more consistency in how games are called. What's the problem?
Yeah, and this is definitely something that we see a ton of coaches and players calling out for. Historically, there's been a lot of turnover in WNBA officiating. But what I will say is that these complaints are nothing new. We've seen for a number of years now, a lot of coaches and players rather, complain about refs. I think the big difference now, a lot more eyeballs gravitating towards the league, gravitating towards the space, kind of monitoring the officiating, calling things out publicly in a way like people never did before.
You know, several players, including Clark, met with union reps and league officials about contract negotiations. You got this collective bargaining agreement expiring at the end of October. Could we see finally a boost in the pay for women this time around?
I mean, that is certainly what the players are hoping for. The meeting on Thursday was really a step in that it was an in-person meeting. The players, the literal actual players, had not met with the league in person since December and were very frustrated after a recent WNBA counter proposal to the Players Association. So unclear how much tangible progress was made after Thursday's meeting, but there is another meeting that is scheduled. And so in that regard, they are back on the track to negotiating a contract.
Interesting stuff all around. Ben Pickman, thanks so much.